What is up, everybody? It's your boy Lance, back at it again with a new One Punch Man, the strongest LSSR review. Today we're looking at the big eye, the big boss, the big core that's going to be here for a really long time, Gyoro-Gyoro. Some people call it Gyoro-Gyoro. Whatever you call it, doesn't matter because it doesn't change the fact that this is an insane character that we're gonna have for a very long time. So, brief introduction into our subject. So, pros of Gyoro-Gyoro. He's one of the most essential unit for quite a long time. He's still being used now in CN, and it's more favored over Bomb because of the release of Awakened Vaccine Man, putting holes through Bomb Core. So, Gyoro Core is just much more preferred. His max HP reduction can halt Genos if you have enough speed. Core 1, 4 and 10, I'm talking about levels, not the actual Core 1, 4 and 10. Yeah, so Core level 1, level 4 and level 10, Advanced Core level 1, 2 and 3 have insane uses, and they are more or less all usable in certain contexts. And this one character actually enables and allows Genos to reach maximum damage. The only other enabler present in the game would be Watchdog Man. But even then, Gyoro-Gyoro still stands as king of HP increase. So now, the cons. No Gyoro, no PvP. Simple as that. You miss the character, 2.5 months wasted of you losing in PvP. If you miss the return banner as well, you favor a different character over Gyoro. You're looking to 9 months of no PvP. Even if you get Bomb, most people will be shifting to Gyoro Core again and annihilating you with Awakened Vaccine Man and Awakened Tribal Tornado. His PvE value only comes via Core 4, so you'll be using Zombie Man for quite a bit of time. And you won't really necessarily need to use Gyoro for PvE. So for all you Boros users out there, it's a little bit of a sad tale because you're going to be continuously lacking Espers to max damage your Boros for just a little while until the core rate up. He needs speed versus Genos comp. That's just the reality if you want to shut down a Genos. If you think that you cannot actually tank a Genos, fix tank a Genos, then you need Speed 1 Gyoro that outspeeds the enemy Genos so that you will be able to reduce his max HP by 15% via his ultimate. So moving on, we're going to the core breakdown. This is a specific section only for core characters that I'm going to introduce now and then. So basic core, so this is present above all core levels. He grants 3 energy, so you start a round with 6 energy, and he berserks allies for 2 rounds. The berserk value being 30% of attack stat. So advanced core 1, he increased ally max HP times 4 for quadruple, and HP below 50%, he restores 40% HP. This is present between advanced core 1 to 3. So what do I mean by increase ally HP, max HP by 4 times? So basically this core boosts up max HP increasing abilities such as Gyoro himself or any other relevant character. Let's say in a perfect world we have Watchdog Man. So they will take the highest value, so Gyoro would be 15% at the normal passive, so it will go up to 60%, so it's 15 times 4. So the potency of max HP increasing effects is not your allies max HP will be increased 4 times. No, it doesn't work like that. That's just too ridiculous. Advanced Core 2, increase ult damage by 30% as well as the HP below 50%. As I said, from Core 1 to 3. So this is a PvE aspect of Gyoro Core, and it's mostly what you'll be doing with Boros. You're definitely going to need this for Boros because this will make Boros extremely disgusting. Advanced Core 3, this is good for Awakened Tribal Tornado and Awakened Vaccine Man. Increase dot potency by 80%. So basically your dot powers will be amplified by 80%. And Advanced Core 4, sorry I mistyped it as 1, so it's actually Advanced Core 4. You increase ult damage by 30%, similar to the Advanced Core 2, except that your HP buffer actually below 60% and it restores 50% HP. So you actually get 10% influx on both sides, which is something that's pretty good, I would say. So you can actually see it in action here. So you can see the HP recovering as well as the HP bar on Genos being double. That's due to Gyoro's effect. So you can see the double bar on Genos. So moving on, abilities breakdown 1. So his passive, ally max HP up by 15%. So with his core, this will be powered up to 60% for 2 rounds. Redirect 50% of the damage taken by Gyoro to an ally if a monster is in the same column being a straight line. No redirect if ally HP is less than 20%. So Gyoro will be taking full damage in that sense. And then when it's upgraded into his extreme, ally max HP is up by 20%, so totaling up to 80%, so you have a 20% influx. Redirect 50% damage to ally is the same, and no redirect is also the same. So we have a look at this passive in work. So same row is a hero, so there's no redirect damage. But as you can see, the max HP, as I mentioned in the previous clip, up by 60%. That's why there's a second bar present, or not usually in most characters you see 1 bar only. So I would say that this is a necessity to get if you're playing Genos, but it's not something that you need to extremely rush because you have 1 month to do it. His basic attack is quite unique in the sense that it's not really an attack. So he triggers an ally to attack. It's the ally with the highest attack stats, so most likely than not it will be RMG. Recover HP up to 120% of the attack value. So we will have a look here. So he summons a drone to deal 1 damage, and in this clip G4 follows up. So this basically allows your highest damage dealer to actually drop an extra attack in the round, which is pretty good, especially with RMG coming out in a little bit of time. It makes RMG without her P5 have a little bit more value because she's able to auto attack in the first round, although it's only 1 hit. Moving on, we'll go to his ultimates, which I'm really excited to see because I think Gyoro ultimate's quite nice. So he attacks 6, dealing 110% damage. The damage value is quite low. Reduce enemy max HP by 15%. This is the real reason why people ult with Gyoro, because this is pretty sick. And then the max HP reduction lasts 2 rounds. And then for his Ultra Ultimate, he attacks 6, dealing 140% damage, which is still a bit mediocre but not bad. Reduce enemy max HP by 25%, so they lose a quarter of their hit points. And then max HP reduction lasts 2 rounds similarly. So this is Gyoro's normal ult. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Now, his Ultra ult though. Wow. Doesn't that look amazing, people? Wow. That really is one of the prettiest ults I've seen in a long while. It definitely beats Garo's green tint Ultra ult, that's for sure. In terms of aestheticism at least. So let's have a look at Gyoro in the meta. What is up, everybody? I'd like to welcome each and every one of you back to a new meta analysis where we will be looking at Gyoro-Gyoro today. So, unfortunately, I don't think I will be able to show you too much PvP clips of Gyoro being used. Number 1, because this account is severely behind, and number 2, because this Gyoro is basically untrained. However, we will be looking at how many players are actually using Gyoro currently. So out of the top 10, only 1 person is using Gyoro Core, and that's because he has a bad Genos. So his Genos is pretty well brought up, and it seems like he has transitioned back into Gyoro Core. And he has about 5 million HP on his Genos, which is pretty impressive in my honest opinion. It's still slightly on the lower end invested Genos, but it should be pretty good. So the main reason why you'll be using Gyoro is because of Genos, in my opinion. Because of his max HP dependent damage, you will need Gyoro to actually push up Genos' HP so that he's able to nuke units. So let's have a look at how this rank 1 BP Genos actually functions. So you can immediately see Gyoro's passive activate. So see the double HP bars. If you purple 5 Gyoro, it will be triple HP bars, by the way. So immediately goes after my Genos, takes him down. So far, comparatively wise, due to how severely behind my account is, I can't even survive to even reach his Genos. But you get the gist of how Gyoro works. So his max HP buffer actually pushes up your hit points so that you are less likely to die to OTKs, or because let's have a comparison. Let's use Zombie Man Core instead. So I'm gonna use Zombie Man Core 1, which is what everybody uses for PvP. We'll put Goketsu here, we're gonna have an extra G4 in here, and we're gonna put Flashy at the back just in case. Actually, remember, I put Flashy in the front. So this is the standard, aside from G4, this is the standard PvP build that we will have for Zombie Man Core, more or less. So let's see how it reigns versus Gyoro Core. So we lasted at least until the third attacker previously, which was on Garo, if I'm not mistaken. So still doing some decent damage. Oh, that HP dropped like a rock. Immediately undukes my Garo. Let's see whether the front line survives. Nope, annihilated. So in the event that my core units were actually trained, most probably they're not will be able to survive this. But not even. We at least lasted under Phoenix Man. So it's pretty rough if you. This is from a returning player perspective. So this is pretty rough. So how do I narrate this in a way which will actually convey how Gyoro works? So basically, you've understood from this point now. You've already understood how Gyoro core as well as his basic, his ultimate, and everything works. But the reason why most people don't really use Gyoro anymore, at least in this server, is because of the threat of a Genos. So no matter how strong your Gyoro is, if you don't have bomb in your lineup, you will more or less get annihilated to Genos. So that's the threat that a lot of people face here. Because Gyoro's main shtick is the 2-tier HP bar as well as the max HP reduction. And nobody runs max HP reduction because everybody just voids Genos in this server specifically lah. In other servers, Genos is running rampant again, just because this server is mostly small whales and free to play, so there's no really big need for you to actually push that part. Nevertheless, Gyoro is a necessary unit. I am terribly sorry that I cannot show you more gameplay than this. Anyways, we just have a look at Gyoro's ultimate one last time before I cut off the meta analysis. So pretty nice. It doesn't do that much damage, but the max HP reduction, which you can see here with the grey bar, is actually quite essential in stopping Genos from rampaging against your enemy team. And you see the double HP bar actually is really good, to be honest, because your units like CK and all that just get so much more value from his reflect, and his health bar just, I mean, if you push him far enough, I would say free to plays can quite frankly easily get to 3 million HP. If you dare to input that much resources into him. If you don't, then it's fine as well. I mean, it's up to you. Personally, I would prefer a main tank in front of my team, but it is what it is. It's completely up to you. Once again, I don't want to drag this meta-analysis because it's not much more to talk about or add about. Basically, Gyoro is an enabler for Genos. He's also a very good call for the Esper meta coming up. You're definitely going to need him to stop Genos and RMG from one-shotting your whole team. Other than that, I guess you can just go back to the video and find out more about how to build Gyoro and what is his weakness, how do you exploit him and all that. So, ciao ciao! And we're back! Hello everybody! Now we're going to be talking about the material expense for Gyoro-Gyoro when he/she is out. I highly recommend you 5-star this character. Some people will say stop at 4 stars, but I highly recommend you 5-star, especially if you are a PvP player. You're definitely going to need that extra HP, trust me. Extreme training is recommended, but you're recommended to Omni him to 4-star first. So please do take note of that. You require 239 shards and 343 badges in total. Awakening 5-star is highly recommended if you are a competitive player. Now, take this with a grain of salt. His only competitor is RMG in terms of resources. So you can only choose one at this point as a free-to-play player in Southeast Asia. So I highly recommend you focus on RMG instead. But if you're a high-level PvP player who is a Leviathan or a whale or even a large dolphin, I guess some people call those porpoises, whatever, please consider 5-starring Gyoro, because the uber passive that you get from 5 stars will actually make a difference in PvP, especially if you have a Genos. So now some additional information. Gears wise, you have 2 routes you can go. You can go suit 2 HP percent, 2 HP speed, or that is mostly for the tank build. You can actually sans the 2 HP speed for 2 HP percent if you want. This is just to make sure that your Gyoro actually ults to nullify the enemy Genos. For night type, you can go to attack percentage and 2 attack speed, same purposes to null the enemy Genos. You can also go for attack speed if you wish to really outspeed your whole team. If the enemy Genos is just suit up like max, I guess that would be a last resort, but I highly don't recommend it. And I highly don't recommend you run a broken set either. I'm sure you have some spare suit gears around. Just use it if you are not putting in on anyone. Talent wise, his talent tree is True Strike, which I recommend if you're ulting on him. If you're not ulting on him, then don't bother. Sigil's Sharp Sword is always welcome. Ultimate reduction as well. Buff gears, if you're going HP, put 3 HP. If you're going attack, put 3 attack. So now let's go to his major issues. He is countered by faster Gyoro, that's just the fact. The first Gyoro that ults wins. If you're playing for alt Gyoro, because if enemy Gyoro ults first and you lose 15% and the enemy Genos goes after that, you're screwed. So always act fast, guys. He needs Core 4 for PvE. That means for PvE you'll still be using Zombie Man Core. That means the units like Boros will still be benched for the time being. And if he's not benched, if he's doing good damage, he won't be able to reach max damage just yet. But eventually. Not that long. The core rate up is about 3 weeks to a month after the banner. First month, he's unusable without King. I explained about this more on my Discord, so please drop by if you want to know more about that. But yeah, more or less, the first month he's unusable without King. So just use Zombie Man for now. As per material drop, so this is something that I have been bringing up with a few people, and some of them agree, some of them disagree. So the ones that disagree actually have the materials prepared for Gyoro, as well as RMG. For those who disagree, they actually are investing into other espers currently. Some are investing into King, some are investing into future characters like ATT and all that, and they're trying to source their resources. So after this, you're going to have a lot of espers running through, and right after the espers, we're going to have a lot of grapplers. So it's going to be a lot of pain because we don't have a unit to actually give us time to breathe in between. We have Janos to give us a breathing room, we have DK to give us a breathing room, but other than that, it's mostly Espers and grapplers. The latest LSSR to come out in CN is Galewind, and he will be a grappler as well. Active training impossible. So this is something that I guarantee people will encounter on the first day. You have a room full of Gyoros and you cannot kill the enemy. The reason being is that you just follow up and follow up and follow up, and it doesn't matter because you're just going to be doing 1 damage non-stop. So I see, if you see a room with more than 4 Gyros, just get out of there, guys. Beg someone to ET something else. I'm sure someone would have missed Gyoro or something. Just hop into that room, pray to, for goodness sake, that you can pass. Yeah. And want to learn how to build Gyro? I got a tempting offer for you guys. Join my Discord to learn how to build teams with Gyro. That's it from Lance. Hopefully this video isn't too long. I'll try to keep it as short and sweet as possible. Till we meet again, everybody.